Yes, before you say anything, I have an Afro puff on top of my head. It's the first thing in the morning. I'm getting myself together for my day. But I have to say something because I got some messages about my last video. And I saw some stuff online today, this morning. I was just like, but I just felt like I need to say something. That's what I do on the show. I tell my opinion, I say something. And my opinion is worth 2 cents, everybody else's opinions, right? But here's the deal. This whole thing about if I don't like it anymore, it should be just canceled. I never, ever, in the history of my television watching, ever went to that conclusion. My conclusion was always like, I don't like it. I'm gonna stop watching. I may cuss it out a bit. We get upset, may cuss it out, talk about why we don't like it. But then I go about my business. I stopped watching it. I always use the example of Walking Dead. I stopped watching it after a while. They did all this stuff I didn't like. I was like, okay, moving on. I stopped watching it. I've never stayed online or done videos talking shit about said show that I apparently that I say I don't watch, put that in quotes, and keep going, keep talking about it needs to be canceled, and go on and on and on and on. I've never done that. I just stopped watching the show. I'm like, there were times I was like, this show's still on the air. Certain shows I stopped watching. So it's funny, this phenomenon of this whole thing of like, I was reading this morning with somebody where the show it's just going down a total bad path. And I feel bad, but I just feel like it just needs to be canceled. So because you don't like certain things about the show, there aren't other people obviously are tuning in. Now, some have said this, and it's very interesting because there might be some truth to it on some level. I mean, there's always truth in the stereotypes, right? Some say you watch out of habit. You get hooked because it's every day, it's 5 days a week, almost 2 weeks a year. You're hooked. So like anything else, like eating, drinking, sleeping, walk, whatever, you're hooked. So it's hard to get off of it sometimes. So that's the whole thing. They feel like, well, this is addictive. And soaps are addictive. Once you get into them, you're in. And so the only option, I guess, is to take it off the air so that you're not addicted. You're not forcing yourself, I say in quotes, your eyeballs aren't looking at it. That's very interesting. That now there is some addictive nature. I say yes to any TV show, all shows, TV shows. You get hooked, you get in. That part is very true. But I'm like, there are a lot of us who do like watching the shows. A lot of us are still finding things we like about it. So just because you don't like it, I mean, I should take it off the air. I mean, it's this weird thing. Or wishing people shows to go off the air. And actually, it's funny. Speaking of my fellow soap press and soap blogs or whatever, some people were responding in those chats, going, "So you want everybody to lose their jobs because you don't like a show, because you think it's going downhill. Your opinion's fine. That's totally valid. It's fine and all that stuff. But because you don't like it, everybody should lose their jobs." And then some of them don't answer, of course, because they're stuck. What are you going to say? They don't. They're not going to say, "Yeah, we're going to lose their jobs," but that's what you're saying when you're saying we should show go out of business. It's a business. And I applaud those folks who do that. About my fellow colleagues that do that, because it's like, yeah, soaps are run by a heavy crew, and there's such departments and all the actors. Just because you don't like the writing, which is your right to do, to not like the writing. I mean, that's totally fine. It's just go off the air. And I don't know. I always think soaps are also cyclical. There are some times, you guys are absolutely right. There has been some of these soaps. There have been some time periods. So I was like, ooh, it is rough to get through this. Rough. But you get through it, and then you find things that are better. Um, for example, for me, I have to say, the girl who plays Molly on GH, I actually was enjoying her performances the last couple of days. I have no feeling for TJ and Molly or anything, but this latest Molly, I said, okay, I see something in there. See, and that's me. I'm open to the universe. I'm like, things can change. A scene can change. I remember the last Jordan, Brianna Nicole Henry, didn't have much feeling for her either. And then they had her up against Cyrus Renault. And I was like, oh, now I see it. Now I see it. So my mind can be changed. Always. Always. Can always be changed. And I was like, now I'm a fan. Now I'm in. Now I'm in. And so to me, sometimes certain people it takes longer to warm up to them. But that's whole other show. But my whole thing is like, that's kind of the point, is that soaps are cyclical. Some characters take a while to get used to, but you also have a right to not like certain characters or certain actors or certain storylines. All that's all implied. I mean, obviously it's implied. But this whole thing about just cancel it, I just for me, it's not even anything I would ever like. To me, it's like canceling. Okay, I like this book. No one should be able to read it. You should stop printing it. And as you know, that's happening. Banning books is happening, right? Like saying, well, I saw Bad Boys 4. I didn't lie. I thought it was horrible. Nobody should be able to see it anymore. We should take it down. It's the same thing. I hope it flops. Because you didn't like it, you hope it flops. I mean, like, it's very vengeful. And I can be petty too. Trust me, I can be a petty bitch. But in some of these cases, I'm like, nah, there's no reason to be one of this one. Just if you don't like it, then yeah. But also, I know you don't want to be left out. There's that FOMO. People are going to, and it's my video here is not going to change anything either. It's just I'm just calling it out, but no one's not going to change anything. People are going to still go online. I hope this show gets canceled. I hope they fire so and so. Everybody. They're going to keep going because you have a right to. You have a right to say what you want to say. And it's not going to change anything. And again, with my video yesterday, I was just trying to call some solidarity on some level and recognition for all of us in the soap world. Because someone wrote to me and with my comments, anybody with a microphone and call themselves any blah blah blah. I'm like, but that's kind of the beauty of it. And that person said they ended the whole thing. They were a Gen Xer. I'm a Gen Xer also, 55 years old, born in 69. So I've seen changes. You have to evolve and change. The times are different now. Yes, anybody with a microphone and a camera and a phone can be a podcaster or a blogger. You're absolutely right about that. That part that's true. And not all of them are good or wonderful. But that's not even my point. There are so many that are good. You know, for a lot of us who work other jobs and want to do this because it's fun, or try just because we want to be in the business, it's something where it's like, okay, we have co-hosts, we got to find time to get together. What day do you do it? Sometimes people have kids, caretaking parents, other jobs. We got to find, maybe it's an odd time of the night you got to record, or on the weekend. I give up my Sundays, and I'm not being a martyr or anything. I'm just saying I give up my Sundays most of the time. That's the best time we found to do these shows. We do them, and so we find a way to get together. I put together shows. I have show rundown. Like for some of us, we did. It's what we're say. You should earn it. I did earn it. I know I did. And some of us, amongst others, we've earned it, our spots. Doing it year after year. I think of people like Take Two Radio and Soap Party 411 and The Chat and Daytime Confidential and 104GH and Dish and Days and all my shows. We did earn our spots. We come out and we do our shit every week or whatever, every couple of weeks or every couple of days or whatever, and put out content. And we work hard on it. We don't just willy-nilly do it. We do think about what we're going to talk about, what we're going to put out there, just the whole logistics of people talking. So yes, there are folks out there who probably aren't helping our industry at all, but I don't care about them. I'm talking about the ones that really are the conduits, the backbones of what's going on in this business. And I was just trying. And for me, it was just more about trying to recognition for my colleagues that we're important too, and you can not like my podcast or not like my style. That's fine. But there are folks out there you probably would like. And so I'm just encouraging you to check them out, see what they're talking about. You may like their style better. You might like what they do better. And that's fine. To me, that's totally fine. So I just say for me, I'm just tired of this kind of just bashing of us, or not getting our recognition like we should. We put in the hard work. But the soap world, I know it's all over the place, right? But again, the soap operas aren't trying to ruin your shows. They're not. Trust me, they're not. Not all the choices are great. We all can agree on that. But they're business. They're trying to make things happen. And I don't hope these soaps gets canceled. I'd rather have them work out kinks and get better and better than just be, oh well, bye, we canceled. Nope, I don't wish that on anybody at all. I want everybody to have their jobs, but I just always have hope somewhere that they can't please everybody, obviously, but they are pleasing some people. I think it'll work. So, but that's my 2 cents, and I'm sure I'll get crucified for it, whatever. But that's my 2 cents. I just think, again, I'm trying to uplift. I'm trying to bring us together a little bit, not so much of the divide. There's just so much negative out there. I'm trying to counter it with something positive. And it's hard, you guys. It's like swimming upstream, and there's wind blowing on you. It's like people are just ready to bring you down. They're ready to bring it all down. I'm like, let's go up. I want to go up. Shit. Daytime Today's everywhere, and I'm James Lott Jr. Bye.